Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Dare to Dream Bigger Summit, where you're going to learn how to harness the power of creation, get clear about your desires, and bring your biggest dream into reality. And I'm your host, Mel Robertson. And today I have another expert in store for you that you're going to love. His name is Dr. Steve G. Jones, clinical hypnotherapist. And Dr. Steve is a board-certified clinical hypnotherapist who has been practicing hypnotherapy since the 1980s. He is the author of 25 books on such topics as hypnosis, the law of attraction, and weight loss. Steve has also created over 9,000 hypnosis audios, recordings, and 22 different online certification programs which are sold in over 140 countries. Dr. Steve has been featured on Bravo's Millionaire Matchmaker as both a hypnotherapist and a millionaire. Additionally, Dr. Steve has been interviewed on CNN, ABC, NBC, and CBS. Welcome, Dr. Steve. Thank you so much for being a part of this summit.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Before we begin, would you mind sharing with our audience what made you want to even become a clinical hypnotherapist?
Sure. I was in when I was in high school. My parents sent me to military school. You know, a lot of kids get threatened to be sent to military school. Mine followed through, and they sent me there. So there I was, and I felt very disempowered. I wasn't really into school or anything, and then I got a book on hypnosis, a
Mm.
small paperback book. It was called The Complete Guide to Hypnosis, but it was a small paperback book, maybe 150 pages or so. It was enough to get a high school kid interested in hypnosis. So I
Mhm.
started hypnotizing my roommates, and I started getting a reputation as somebody who knew hypnosis. So they come to my bunk bed in military school, and the smart kids wanted to be hypnotized to be better academically. The athletes wanted to be hypnotized to get more out of their exercise. So all these years later, it's still the same thing, except now the smart kids are NASA and the athletes are the Dodgers.
Right. Now, can you explain for our audience that doesn't know about clinical hypnosis what exactly it is?
Sure, it's just a relaxed state of mind in which you're more open to positive messages. You're more open to any messages, actually. So if you listen to TV late at night, you might be getting messages that say buy a certain car, wear a certain type of clothing, or drink a certain type of soft drink. But the messages that go into your mind during hypnosis are positive messages.
Mm. And how does hypnosis actually work for the individual?
Well, hypnosis works by putting you in a relaxed state of mind, what we
Hmm.
call alpha. Normally, we're in beta, which is full awakening consciousness. If we slow down just a little bit, like when we're watching TV or reading a book or vacuuming or showering or doing something where we can kind of space out a little bit, that's when we go down to what's called alpha, which is the lightest state of hypnosis. We go from beta, normal awakening consciousness, to alpha, the lightest stage of hypnosis. Below that, we have theta and delta. But any time that we're in alpha or lower, we are suggestible. So hypnosis works by getting us into that state of alpha and then putting positive suggestions in our minds while we're there.
I love that. And I understand that there are some common misconceptions about hypnosis. What are some of those?
That you'll go into a coma, that you may not be able to come out of the trance, that the hypnotist will be able to control you and make you do things against your will. Neither of those are true, of course. If you do fall asleep, you'll wake up after you would normally wake up after a nap. And as far as getting you to do something you wouldn't normally do, well, you would never violate your conscience while you're under hypnosis.
Hmm.
So you don't
Okay.
have to worry about those things.
Oh, that's interesting. And then, so this is the Dare to Dream Bigger Summit. And so I'm sure my audience is interested in hearing some of the dreams that you've brought into fruition through hypnosis.
Oh, wow. Well, I had, when I had my office at Beverly Hills, I was in the Roxbury Medical Building. So it was all the plastic surgeons to the stars and me. So from 2000 to 2004, there I was, 90210 on Roxbury Drive, Roxbury Medical Building. It was great. And I got a lot of celebrity clients because of my location. And back then, people used the Yellow Pages, so they'd find me in the Yellow Pages. And so I really got to work with a lot of people who were working on some big stuff. You know, they had big goals. Like actors at any given time are actually unemployed, usually, until they get the next movie. But the next movie could bring in 10 or $20 million. So I had people who were up to really big things, and then producers who wanted to, get the next production deal going on. I had directors who were kind of, between directing deals, and writers who had writer's block. So a lot of the people I worked with were up to big things, and they already had the potential, or they knew that they were developing the potential, and they wanted to make that leap for the first time. So I got to work with them as well.
Mm. And what are some of the biggest challenges in obstacles that you've overcome in your own life through using hypnosis?
Well, for me, I was a shy kid. I was when I grew up. My parents had me play t-ball. Which is where you put the ball in the tee and you hit it. It seems pretty easy, but for me, as an uncoordinated kid, it wasn't really that easy, and I wasn't very athletic. And I became very shy as a kid. Hypnosis really helped me come out of my shell. Really pulled me out. Really gave me the power that I needed, or it let me recognize that within myself, the power that I already had. So I'm convinced, now that I've gone through college and I've got my doctorate in education, I'm convinced none of that would have happened if I didn't tap into the belief in myself. I think I would have been less accomplished had I not discovered hypnosis at an early age.
So I'm understanding that you are actually doing the hypnosis on yourself. So it's possible for our viewers to do their own hypnosis?
Oh, absolutely. And we say all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. In a sense, it is. So even when you're listening to hypnosis, you're really doing a lot of it yourself. You're taking what the hypnotist says and processing it yourself. But yes, I use hypnosis on myself. These days, I mostly use my recordings. When I go to sleep at night, I listen to them, and it helps me work on whatever it is I'm working on. Sometimes I'll make a custom recording for myself. So you can absolutely do that. You can absolutely hypnotize yourself.
So our audience, if they were interested in being able to do that, how would they go about doing that if they didn't have access to a recording or something?
Well, they could become certified. I have a certification program that's offered online, or they could take any number of other certification programs. But in a nutshell, they would want to create a hypnosis session for themselves. I break it down into 5 parts, which would be the induction, the deepening, the script, amnesia, and transtermination. So in the induction part, they would take themselves along a walk on the beach or in the woods or somewhere relaxing. That's where you're inducing the hypnotic state. And the deepening, they would intensify that. So if they've been walking along the beach for, say, 10 minutes during the induction, then they can talk about how the sun is setting. And as the sun sets lower and lower, they relax more and more deeply. That's called the deepening. And then the script, which is the programming part. In the script, you're programming yourself for change. You're taking what you already know that you want to work on, and you're just programming your mind for change. So you speak very to the point during the script. You will now do this, you will now do that, you will move forward toward this or that. And then we have amnesia. And you may think, well, why would we use amnesia? Why do we want to forget all this good work we've done? The reason is the conscious mind will pick it apart. We'll say, I know you said this, but I'm not so sure about that. So amnesia is an attempt to scramble the conscious recollection of the subconscious programming. And then transtermination at the end of the recording that you should make for yourself, which would be either one of 2 forms. Either you're bringing yourself out of hypnosis by counting to 3, or if it's for nighttime use, you're telling yourself that you're going to drift into a relaxing state of sleep and wake up in the morning.
Okay. Transtermination, what does that actually mean?
Trance termination, you're terminating the trance. It sounds very technical, but it's really not. At the count of 3, you'll come out of hypnosis, 1, 2, 3, something like that. Or go to sleep now and wake up in the morning refreshed. It's a very simple concept with a big word attached to it. Trance termination, you're just wrapping the session up, ending the trance.
So how can hypnosis help our viewers get really clear about their desires if they're struggling with clarity?
Well, your subconscious mind holds the key. So whoever it is that's struggling with clarity, if they really think about it, what they want deep down inside, they already know. They already know what the best route is. They already know their passion. They already know what they're really good at. But they may have ignored it, or they may have, maybe they wanted to go into this, but their parents wanted them to go into that. Maybe they're focused on A, but their parents said, no, in our family, we're all medical doctors, or we're all cooks, or we all make cakes, or we're all dentists, or what have you. So maybe they buried A, what they initially were driven to because of their natural abilities. So hypnosis can help you get back to that state, to get into your subconscious mind and really bring out more of yourself, of who you really are, and to have the courage and confidence to follow through with it.
Excellent. Now, I understand that you have an amazing free gift for our viewers to take advantage of today to actually help them.
Absolutely.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes. I wanted to give that away if I may. I'm all about giving, so I want your viewers to have as much as they possibly can. I've got a recording called Unleash Your Inner Millionaire, and it's available at my website, stevegjones.com. Just enter your name and email address, and you can have that at no charge. So again, it's at stevegjones.com.
Perfect. And then for our viewers, it'll also be in the email you got to watch this video, so you'll have the link to actually get right to that. Dr. Steve, it's been such a pleasure having you on my summit, Dare to Dream Bigger. Do you have any parting words of wisdom for our viewers?
Well, I like to leave people with this. It's a quote from the musical group America, which is, Oz never did give nothing to the Tin Man that he didn't already have. And of course, it's a reference to the Wizard of Oz giving physical representations to the characters of what they already had. So you already have the power, the beauty, the passion, the drive, the amazingness that you need. You already have that inside. But hypnosis is a tool that you can use to bring that out, the wonderful, amazing attributes that you already have.
That quote gave me chills. I really loved hearing that. Thank you so much for being a part of this, Dr. Steve. It's been a pleasure having you. I dare you all to dream bigger. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Take care.